Did you know that China is working on a military suit for 1,000 soldiers that makes them completely capable of cloaking? I mean, they're right in front of you, but you can't see them. Hello, my friends. Welcome, everyone. Today, we're going to talk about the new cloaking technology that makes a person completely disappear and become invisible. We're not talking about a sci-fi movie that we used to watch. We're talking about a reality that has become a technological fact. A person can be right in front of you, but completely hidden from your eyes and you can't see them. But before we start, you should subscribe to the channel. This channel specializes in economics and online commerce. Subscribe to the channel and let's talk about the story from the beginning. In a Canadian company based in Frankfurt, this company is called Hyperstealth. This company specializes specifically in the field of biotechnology. This company did something extremely wonderful, something very beautiful. They created a material that made the person behind it invisible, meaning it completely hides anything behind it as if it does not exist. Let me tell you that the technology used in this material is called quantum invisibility technology. What is quantum invisibility? In a very brief way, matter is able to scatter light. How do we see objects? In order for you to see any object, this happens. It is not your eye that sees the object directly. It is not you who happens. The light goes to the object. It is reflected on it and then it is reflected to your eye. The eye receives the rays emitted by this reflection and transmits them to the brain and translates them into an image. Here, we see things. This is, in short, the way we see this company was able to develop this material in a way that makes this material capable of scattering the light that is reflected on it. Therefore, you will not be able to see the object behind it because there is no light that will be reflected from this material towards your eye. Therefore, as long as there is no light reflected to the eye, you will not be able to see anything. Here, any object that you place behind this material will be, it's invisible, you can't see it. That's the story of the Canadian material and an overview of the quantum cloaking technology. It works without a power source. No need to charge or use a specific device. No! Countries like the US, Canada, Slovakia, and UAE sought military applications. We don't need to ship this item or have a specific device that runs it. Of course, as soon as this material appeared, many countries tried to benefit from this technology in military applications. Countries like the United States, Canada, Slovakia, and the United Arab Emirates as well. They started using and developing this technology in military operations. The truth is, this material isn't new. They began working on it back in 2010. However, it didn't start to spread and be announced widely until the last 2 years. It's important to note that this technology doesn't just rely on scattering visible light like sunlight or light from a lamp. It also scatters invisible light, like infrared and ultraviolet rays, so even night vision devices won't be able to see it. I mean, even if you're wearing a night vision device, you won't be able to see the object in front of you because it will also be cloaked. Behind this material, of course, is China, and we know that China is not like any modern technology or any technical field except that it is delving into it. It has begun to develop a military uniform for 1,000 soldiers who are completely capable of concealment, and China here will be the first country to use this technology in the military aspect. A practical application and conceal, as we said, 1,000 soldiers behind 1,000 military uniforms, which you are manufacturing. Now let us say that the material that uses this camouflage technology is a material called metamaterial, and these are materials that have all distinctive and new properties and are not found in the individual particles of matter in the form that we know in the current materials surrounding us. In fact, this material that helps the body to hide, we do not know many of its properties, but we know that the material that has been reached is currently a material called molybdenum silicate oxide. This is the material that we currently know or that has been declared and announced directly. Of course, the development of cloaking technology since its first appearance has been in very high demand and in great demand from the scientific research community and the military community in particular. Even after this material, many models began to appear, but there are prototypes of other materials that are also capable of cloaking, but with a higher quality than this material as well. Even at the level of electromagnetic objects, a group of researchers at Spanish universities has already begun developing techniques to cloak these electromagnetic objects. This technology will enable them not only to cloak soldiers, but also to cloak military equipment like tanks and armored vehicles used in warfare. After the quantum invisibility technology, they also developed another type of invisibility technology, which is the plasma invisibility technology. Here, it does not mean that you are developing a material that a soldier can put on his body and become invisible. No. Or a material that we can use to cover a tank or military vehicle to make it invisible. No. Plasma cloaking means that you make the object itself capable of cloaking. Duh. The object itself becomes invisible without needing to apply any external material. As a result, these objects become invisible, and there is no light reflection that a person sitting behind it can see or even know that they actually exist. Currently, one of the biggest applications that they have started producing and will produce significantly or commercially in the near future is the cloaking shield. This is a shield made from polycarbonate material, and as we mentioned, it is capable of scattering light, thus completely hiding any object behind it. Of course, since this technology is still new and under experimentation, it definitely has some drawbacks, which will surely be addressed in the coming years. For example, one of these drawbacks is that while the shield is capable of scattering light and hiding objects behind it, a person standing behind the shield cannot see the objects in front of them clearly or with high precision. As a result, they have to stick their head out or extend their vision to catch a glimpse of their surroundings. It's true that this is a flaw, but it will definitely be addressed in the future. And for sure, in the coming days, we will see many new and exciting applications for this type of technology. In the end, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, support us, and give a like to the video. Good evening.